I don't know how I convinced my parents to let me spend all of my university money on a 49-day canoe trip in the Northwest Territories, but I did. It meant having to spend every cent of money that we had saved up until then for my university education. That meant no money for my first year, no money for residence, no money for books, no money for tuition. And I bargained a bit with my parents, trying to convince them, I'm gonna learn so much about the world, I'm gonna grow as a person, it's gonna change my life. And in the end, I was absolutely true. It completely changed my life. That trip was the first time that I saw Arctic tundra. It was the first time I saw caribou, not just one caribou, but hundreds of caribou. It was the first time that I pushed myself to get through every day. It was the first time I went without fruit and vegetables for over 4 weeks, because you get them at the beginning, then you just run out of them. I think seeing the beautiful simplicity of Arctic tundra, then looking closer and realizing how complex it really was, made me realize how challenging and difficult a career in ecology would be. Before leaving for that trip, I had been very much on an engineering track. I was taking 3 different courses in math. I was convinced I was going to become the next robotics engineer. It hadn't occurred to me that you could reach that same depth of knowledge out on the land as you could trying to figure out a really complicated physics problem. One of the incredible things about Arctic tundra is that it's such a beautiful landscape, but fundamentally, there's only maybe 10 species that you are looking at. Those 10 species have to interact with one another in incredibly complex and codependent ways. One of those species being impacted by climate change or being lost due to some sort of human development will throw all of the other 9 completely out of whack. That trip made me realize how much I loved not just being outside, but also understanding outside, learning about nature, studying nature, understanding how things connect on the ground. On day 49, when we got to Kaluktuk, the first thing I did was call my parents and thank them for letting me go on that trip. That trip changed my life, it changed my career, and I'm so grateful that I had that opportunity to go up north and see those spaces for myself.